Hey guys, welcome back to jamalsTUBE. And those following Cruise Rising Soul, this is part 2 of the Complete Arowana Care Guide. In part 1, we talked whether you should keep an arowana. Today, we're building the foundation, the tank setup. Because when your foundation is correct, everything else becomes easier. Your water stability, fish behavior, growth, and disease prevention. This is all tied up towards your tank setup. And most arowana problems don't start with the fish. They start with the setup. If you get this part right, you eliminate most beginner mistakes. One of the most common beginner mistakes is buying a tank for the size of the fish today. Arowana are sold at 4 to 6 inches, but they grow rapidly within a year. So don't plan for a 5-inch fish, plan for a 24-inch fish. This is the recommended long-term minimum tank setup. For 5 feet length, that is the realistic minimum. 6 feet, that's ideal. You want to get the width of a minimum of 2 feet, but 2.5 feet width is preferred. The reason is that arowana are actually long-bodied, surface swimming predators. If the tank is too short, 1, they turn too often. 2nd, they feel restricted. And 3rd, they experience chronic stress. Why is chronic stress bad? Well, chronic stress actually weakens your fish's immunity. And weak immunity leads to infections. 2nd, poor appetite. 3rd, slower growth. Wherever you are right now, if your space is limited, especially living in a condo or an apartment, you gotta think long term before you buy. Upgrading from a 4 feet to a 5 feet to a 6 feet will usually cost more than setting up properly once. The tank, the stand, the sump, plumbing, it all adds up. So you really need to set aside some budget if you want to keep arowanas. They don't come in cheap. The fish can be cheap, but the long-term costs will add up. Most hobbyists obsess with tank height. But arowana actually do not need tall tanks. They need turning space. The width allows natural turning radius. In narrow tanks, you will notice the first, they'll quickly make tight turns, which can then affect a slight body curve over time. And thirdly, uneven swimming patterns. So the arowana actually evolved to jump for prey. In captivity, that instinct doesn't disappear. Even a calm, well-fed fish can and will jump, especially during feeding times, when startled, and when the water parameters change drastically. Therefore, a secure lid, once again, is not optional. It's part of a responsible setup. Arowanas are large carnivorous fish. So what that means is they will produce heavy waste. Whenever you feed them and they don't finish everything in one go, that uneaten food plus feces creates ammonia. In small community tanks, minor mistakes are manageable. In large predator tanks, mistakes compound quickly. I'll be explaining the different types of filter systems. The best would be a sump system. A sump system can be in the form of an overhead filter. It can also be in the form of below the tank filter with added plumbing to ensure the water exits and enters back into the tank. The sump system has more biological media, can create higher oxygen exchange, easier maintenance, and generally better for long-term stability. The other filter system that you can try, that you can proceed with, is canister filters. These work better for smaller tanks, 3-foot tanks. However, they come with a limited media capacity. As a result, it is required for constant and frequent maintenance. In terms of its turnover rate, it should be 4 to 6 times per hour minimum. But more important than the flow is actually the biological surface area. Beneficial bacteria actually colonize your filter media. The more filter media you have, the more stable your bacterial colony, which then creates a more stable tank. So splurge a little bit more in your filter medias. I'll be talking more on this in part 3, so if you've not subscribed to jamalsTUBE Cruise Rising Soul, now's the chance. While you're at it, hit that like button and comment down below if you've enjoyed. Learn a bit from this video. Now we carry on. If you're asking whether you should go for a substrate bottom or a bare bottom tank such as the one over here, for beginners, I recommend the bare bottom tank. Why? Because predator fishes produce visible waste. You can see really huge poop stains in decorated tanks. Waste gets trapped easily, maintenance becomes harder, and uneaten food decays unnoticed. However, once you understand your system and maintenance rhythm, you can experiment with aquascaping. But once again, stability comes first. Learn. A 6-foot tank can actually weigh close to 1 ton. That's a lot of weight. So you must consider first your floor strength, stand quality, level surface, and distance from direct sunlight. If you have tiles at home, you really need to consider this because some tiles like the ones I have at this unit, this condominium of mine, some of it actually sinks compared to the other tiles. This creates an uneven surface which can impact how your tank balances itself. I've released a video right over here in regards of what happened to my 2-feet aquascaping tank when I came back home one day. It was a mess to clean up, and that was a 2-feet tank. Now, keeping arowanas, you will start minimum from a 4-feet tank up to 6-foot tank. Just imagine the pain and what you have to go through just to clean up everything. You should also watch out in terms of sunlight, because direct sunlight causes temperature fluctuations, algae blooms, and third, fish stress. However, a little bit of sunlight is actually good for your arowana, and this will be covered in future videos. This is also what we call tanning lights. Arowana do not require intense lighting for survival. Moderate lighting is sufficient. If you're interested in this product, this light that I'm using for my arowana, I'll be linking it in the description below. You can click a few of the products and check them out. Too much light can stress new fish, especially when you just put them inside the tank. It can encourage algae, makes the fish feel exposed. Oh no, I'm exposed. If your goal is color development in high-grade Asian arowana, that's a separate advanced discussion. If your tank setup is correct, water becomes easier to manage. Fish become calmer, feeding improves, and growth stabilizes. Most serious arowana keepers focus heavily on setup before buying the fish. If you've built the foundation properly, you eliminate 70% of future problems. This is part 2 on jamalsTUBE. In the next episode, we're going deeper into water chemistry and the nitrogen cycle. Very, very important. It's the invisible system that keeps your arowana alive. Thank you very much. That is all for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.